Here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud. He's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, by the street of lights, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome back, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big day. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Hey everyone, welcome to Storytime with Spidey. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I know I've been away for a while, but like me do, I have other responsibilities and I kind of get tangled up in my own little web. When we last left off in this fun little gem, the 5-minute Marvel stories, we were talking about how weak, scrawny little Steve Rogers became the muscled powerhouse known as Captain America, and how he had led the American forces to victory over the evil troops of Hydra, only to end up sacrificing himself to stop a missile. And he ended up frozen in the ocean for some years behind that. Just bear with me while I get back to that page. Quick reminder, this is what the super soldier serum and the Vita rays turned him into. Kind of like how I was really weak and skinny before I got bitten by the spider, and then I got strong like you know me to do now. Here we are. So, he'd been frozen in the ocean for many years until the Avengers found him. Give me a second here. Okay. So, he stopped the missile and he saved the day. But the victory came at a price. Steve had fallen into the cold waters as well. And there, in the icy depths, Steve would remain until he was found many years later by the Avengers. Here we see that Thor and Iron Man have taken him out, thawed him out, and now it's time to wake up. Now, Captain America goes on countless adventures as leader of the Avengers. But one thing has not changed. Behind Captain America's shield, Steve Rogers is still just a kid from Brooklyn who always does the right thing. And since I was so far in, I'm going to go ahead and start the next one. Attack of the Portal Crashers. Hold on. Hey, I'm in this one. Boom! A tremendous noise echoed through the streets of New York City, my home. The ground shook so hard that car alarms went off and stray cats hid under dumpsters. Spider-Man looked down, his spider sense on high alert. That's the buzzing in my head that tells me there's danger, though sometimes it's hard for me to figure out what's causing it. He immediately spotted Iron Man fighting a strange, feathery villain. It was Spider-Man's old enemy, the Vulture. Spider-Man swooped in to help. There you are, the Vulture. He's always a bit of a headache for me, and sometimes for other people too. Flying through the city, Iron Man blasted the Vulture, with Spider-Man swinging close behind. The blast hit the villain's legs, and the Vulture fell toward the ground. At the same time, Spider-Man spun a web to catch the villain. The city was safe once again. Working together, Spider-Man and Iron Man had beat the Vulture in no time. It's pretty easy to save, especially when I have help. See, sometimes my bad guys can be more than I can handle, and I need a hand. Luckily, there's plenty of other heroes to step in. Thanks, kid, Iron Man said. We make a pretty good team. You're welcome, Mr. Stark, Spider-Man said, blushing under his mask. I really was. Iron Man, billionaire Tony Stark, was a big deal. Please, Mr. Stark sounds so formal, Iron Man joked. He put his arm around Spidey. You know, some of the greatest victories have been won by heroes working as a team. Like the time Cap Falcon and I teamed up to fight Hydra, or when Widow and Hawkeye took down AIM. Cloak and Dagger are always helping Doctor Strange fight Dormammu. Every hero has certain strengths and weaknesses, which is what I was just talking about. How sometimes you can be strong in one area, but not always have everything it takes to solve the problem. And it's okay to let people help you when that happens. Sometimes I need help, and sometimes other heroes need help from me. So you see here, Mr. Stark telling you the stories of all these great battles, and all the times that heroes had to work together to get the job done. See, we have a Darren McDowell watching. Hey there, nice of you to join us. Well, I usually work alone, Spider-Man explained, which is true, most of the time I do. I don't think I've earned my place among the real heroes yet. There's no shame in needing a little help, Iron Man said with a smile. At least I guess he was smiling, I couldn't really see. See you around, kid. As Iron Man rocketed away, Spider-Man began to think about how cool all the other heroes were, and how badly he wanted to prove himself. That gave him an idea. What if he threw a party for them? They deserved it. After all, they saved the world every day. Which is true. Sometimes I feel like I'm not really a big deal because, yes, I can catch a mugger or a purse snatcher, but I don't usually do the things that the Avengers do when they're stopping aliens from taking over or Galactus from eating the planet. We'll get to him. Yeah, it's crazy. This guy actually wants to eat the Earth. That night, Spider-Man went home and took off his suit. At home, he could be just regular old Peter Parker. The more Peter thought about it, the better he liked the idea of throwing a party for the other heroes. A great party would definitely impress the Avengers, he thought. Peter immediately got to work. He wrote invitations to all the superheroes he could think of. He knew Central Park would be the perfect place to host the party. Nice and big there, lots of space. He'd bake a cake and maybe even make a piñata. It was going to be awesome. Jeremy Holmquist, thanks for joining us. Just reading a little story here. It's about the time that I decided to throw a party to impress the Avengers because I needed to feel like I was in the big leagues, stomping with the big dogs. Peter's invitations made their way to every famous superhero in the world. But one invitation made its way entirely by accident through a rogue wormhole right into the hands of Thanos, the cosmic supervillain. No one wants that. All of Earth's mightiest heroes in one place, Thanos said, reading the invitation. This is my chance to destroy them all in one blow. The last thing I wanted was for him to get an invite. Sometimes that happens where you can set out to do something good and something bad can happen by accident. But you have to learn to just kind of roll with the punches, as they say. You adjust to what happened, and you keep it moving. You don't let that one bad thing just ruin everything for you. The party started out great. Peter served delicious cupcakes and even made a Mysterio-shaped piñata. And that definitely sounds like a winner. Everyone showed up and brought things for the party. Hulk had baked a green cake. I'd love to know how he managed that one. Dr. Strange put on a dazzling light show. Hawkeye set up an indestructible game of whack-a-mole and laughed as a frustrated Thor whacked away at it with his hammer. Captain America and Black Widow were playing frisbee with Cap's shield, and Black Panther was beating Iron Man in the pin the staff on the Loki game. Everyone was having a great time. So here you can see the party. The Mysterio piñata that I came up with. And all the heroes having fun. I think that for all the work that they do and all the danger that they face, they just thought it was cool to have a chance to let loose and forget about danger for a little bit. Believe me, I know how that feels. Suddenly the sky turned dark and storming lightning. Suddenly the sky turned dark and stormy. Lightning cracked against the gray clouds. "We're under attack," Captain America shouted as thousands of alien cyborgs started raining down on Central Park. "It's the Chitauri!" Black Widow yelled. Every hero leaped into action. And leap into action we did. I think I'm going to actually stop it here for now, because I love to save some for next time. Besides, we know how the Chitauri came. I made the mistake of letting an invitation go to Thanos. Like I said, I really was trying to do something good, and something unexpected came out of it. Hey there, Ronnie. And the thing that you have to understand is that can happen to anyone. You can set out to do something good. You can do everything right, or at least think you're doing everything right. And one mistake or one thing not going the way that you planned it can cause problems. But the question is, are you going to let those problems get you down? Or are you going to fix it and keep it moving? That's what I always try to do. That's what my friends in the Avengers always try to do. You just can't give up. And that is what makes a hero. Now, before I go, I want to talk on something that I mention a lot. The mask is very important when you go out. One, you should only go out if you really need to. I know it gets boring staying inside, especially if you are doing the remote schooling thing and all of that. And sometimes you want to get out and try to have some fun, but even when you do that, you got to be smart about it. Be safe. Keep your distance from people. Don't get extra close to people when you don't need to, especially people that you don't know. Because how do you know if that person is sick or not? And wear your mask. Now I hear a lot of people say things about the mask that it won't protect you or that you can't breathe. Listen how long I have been talking with mine on. If I can talk in mine, you can breathe in yours. Don't let people tell you different. You have to do the right thing. It's the only way that things are going to get back to normal. And normal is what we want, isn't it? So, that's all for now. I'm looking forward to finishing that story, seeing how we took down Thanos and ruined his day, since he was so interested in ruining ours. And so, until next time, Excelsior!
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man.